Okie dokie. Today I've got a trench that I gotta dig, and I'm gonna prepare that trench for the new water lines from the meter to underneath the house, kicking it into the house. I'm not laying the pipes, I'm just digging the trench and preparing it. So come on along with me and I'll show you that process. All I'm gonna be doing to dig this trench is taking this simple little pick right here, starting at the meter. I'm gonna dig around the meter, loosen up the dirt, probably end up using a shovel too, right around here, and then digging most of the trench with this pickaxe. And here is what I got now. I have discovered the water pipeline, the main line coming from the meter. You can see how I put all the dirt on one side of the trench, and you're not throwing it out across the yard. Keep all your dirt confined right along the edge of the ditch, so that when you're done, you can just simply slide it all right back in, right where it goes, and that's not too big of a hassle. Okay, you can see I've been chopping it here with this and the shovel, keeping everything nice and neat. This is the direction we're going to come. In order to dig down right here deeper, I dug down as deep as I could right here first, and then I dug out this trench so I could stand in here and go deeper. Okay, and now I have discovered the pipe, so I'm going to step down in here. Okay, and you can see there is what I have, a PVC here, and there's a metal connection here, and then back to PVC. So I don't know what's going on there, but it doesn't matter, because I'm going to abandon all this and I'm going to go back with I'm going to end up cutting it right back here, right along the back of that fitting, and I'll put another PVC connection that goes to a PEX connection, okay, right here, and we'll do away with everything this way, and we'll be coming right this way inside this trench. So I'll have to dig out this just a little bit more, but I'm going to keep going right here first, back towards where we're going to go. And this is not 36 inches deep, thankfully, and this is grandfathered in at this depth, okay, because this is very old and it's grandfathered in right here. So I'm just gonna go right back where we are right here and stay with that same depth and go to where we need to go. It's lasted years and years and years and years and years, decades even, so it's gonna be just fine at this depth. And that's pretty much all there is to it right here at this part. But you can see, you can't really see, but inside the meter you'll see a little fitting that comes out and goes down into the ground, kicks out underneath the deal down there. Okay, there's really nothing to it, guys. I mean, we're just gonna cut it here and reconnect, and I just got a lot of digging ahead of me. But you can see I'm good from here. I've got the depth we need all the way to there, and now I'm just gonna stand in here on the back side of this trench, and I'm gonna take this pickaxe and just keep pulling the dirt towards me, going inch by inch here until we are at the footing of the house. I'm going to bring you guys back tomorrow. I'm going to dig for a couple more hours today, and I will see you guys here with a little bit more progress.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah.
How bad do you want it? I said, how bad do you want it? I want it real bad. So if you're not first, you're last. Get to work. Working hard or hardly working, eh? So here's what I got so far. You can see, got a mountain of dirt out here. I'm about 2 hours in right now, maybe 3. Extremely hot out today, heat warnings today, 100 degrees roughly. And now there's a storm, so that's Oklahoma for you. We got all kinds of weather out here. But anyway, you can see I'm gonna call it a day for today, and that's how far I've gotten. Okay, quite far, and we've still got a long ways to go. So I'm gonna pack it up and see you guys again tomorrow. I just want you guys to know that I made an official decision to go ahead and move inside this trench and make it my new home. Heck, now I can rent out both sides of my property, get a little extra money, and I don't even need a microwave out here, because you just walk down to Subway and get you a foot-long hot spicy Italian, some dipping sauce, and a foot-long dipper in there, plenty of water. Heck, I don't even need a sink. I don't even need that water line anymore. All that's trash. You living off nature out here. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys in close and show you what this looks like. We're getting really close. We're only about 12 feet away. So I'm gonna take you in here and show you what this looks like. Okay, this is where I've ended, and it's a clean cut trench. Hand dug with a pickaxe and shovel, every bit of it. Okay, and you can see how all my dirt is perfectly nice and neat. Okay, perfectly nice and neat dirt, perfectly nice and neat trench. Okay, and I had to bust through an old clay sewer line here. That this house is really old, so this has been abandoned, but I just had to cut through it right here. And you can see I made it through. Whenever I was digging, started at this end, I got to right here and I hit this water line, which I made a whole video on how to replace the water line if you hit it. And I'm going to be abandoning this soon, but you can see what I did here as I was digging along, and I'd made a straight trench, and that pipe over here, it came out and it was supposed to go out this way, and I thought it was just going to go straight into that crawl space hole, but it didn't. It started curving right back into my straight trench, and it curved over into it, and I busted it. So then what I did is I moved my trench over about a foot or two, and I started hooking it out farther to the left here to get away from this pipe, so I didn't have to, you know, finagle around, being gentle around it all the way, because this is a long dig. And but yeah, so you can see I just kind of angled it at this point. That's why it looks like that. It's going straight and then it angles, okay, and then it's going to go straight back to that corner. And over here, this is all dug up, okay, where the water meter is and the pipe comes out. I'll end up busting a little bit more out right here so I can make this connection and get that pipe over into here. And then you can see it goes like that. Getting really close. I'm only 12 feet away, like I said. I will bring you guys back after I get all the way to that corner right there. You're gonna be soaking wet. I know you can say whatever you want. This ain't water. Every inch of my shirt and every inch of my shorts and every inch of my body is completely wet, drenched in sweat. Okay, socks are completely damp, shoes are completely sweated out, those Crocs are sweated out. You know, your house is going to look something like this. We got extreme heat warnings out here in Oklahoma. It's like 103, 104 heat index, and you know, I probably shouldn't be out here doing this, but here I am. And you know, it's going to look something like this, and it's super dry, super hot out. I know you can't see that in a video, but hopefully you understand. You might want to do this in October or September. Okay, those are good months to probably do this, but I don't really have that option to do that. I got to get ahead of this water leak before I keep paying $200, $250 a month in water bills. But anyway, it's gonna be quite an operation for probably about a week to 2 weeks, and you're gonna, you know, just watch the process that I'm doing in this class. It's gonna be quite a nightmare, somewhat of a nightmare, but I can tell you one thing, it's a heck of a lot more bigger of a nightmare to pay $20,000, $30,000 for someone else to do all the stuff that I'm doing. And of course, yeah, just digging this water line isn't going to cost $30,000, but you put that digging the water line, replacing the water line, abandoning the old lines, building a new kick-in under the house, cutting the floors, cutting the walls, running the pipes in the attic, drilling the holes in the walls, replacing the sheetrock, replacing the plywood, putting the mud and tape, painting, sanding, getting everything ready, and etc. All this stuff that I'm doing to do this, yes, it will cost you $30,000. So I'm adding $30,000 worth of value to my home and making it much more easy and easy to fix in the future, less worries, less stress, okay? I'm doing all of this where I would have paid $30,000. I'm doing it myself for only $500. So, and if you add, I did put a new water heater in here just a couple of months ago, which I have a video on that inside my water playlist as well. And my mechanical applications playlist, you'll find that water heater video. I got an electric water heater and a gas water heater for whichever one you guys have. I have both. Okay, sorry, I got off on a tangent again. But yeah, so The only water heater that I don't have in my playlist is an electric tankless water heater or a gas tankless water heater. I do not have those inside there, but they're pretty simple to hook up also. And anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna be doing all this for $500, plus that water heater cost $900 because it was a Bradford White. I got a good brand. Okay, no junky. I got a 40-gallon Bradford White water heater, brand new. Okay, right out of the box, and that cost me $900. So put that $900 with possibly $500 or less on this plumbing job, from everything to sheetrock fixing and painting, all that stuff that I just said. I'm gonna be doing all of that for under $500, plus the water heater costs $900. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna be in to do this. Whereas if you paid somebody, it would be easily $30,000. You're welcome.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just open up. Don't be
So here's what I got going on right here. You can see all the dirt's lining up all the way to the house, and I've made it all the way from the meter to the house, and we'll check out that end and this end. But first, remember on this end, we uncovered the pipe right here, which some leaves and some stuff. I've thrown a bunch of trash down here, but I found the pipe in the depth of the water line. Okay, so that's the first thing you're gonna wanna do. Be gentle and find that. Okay, then keep that depth or go deeper. I went a little bit deeper, but we're gonna go down the trench. You're gonna be cutting through all the way through, and right here I made a video on how to replace the water line. This is the old water line. There's a little bit of copper, a little bit of PVC, and at the other end there's a little bit of copper, which I'll show you. Okay, well I hit it right here, and I made a video on how to fix it because this is temporarily gonna keep running for now, even though it's leaking. Okay, I had to dig through a clay sewer line right here. Lots and lots of roots, okay, but there's nothing hardly to it. You're just gonna keep digging, stacking your dirt nice and neat along the edge of the trench so you can slide all that dirt back in. Okay, we're going to be going this way, and you'll see right over here that water line. I moved my trench over because I thought it was going to go straight, that water line, so I moved over here, and I was going to avoid that. I hit it right here, moved over a little bit, and came this way. Well, you can see that water line's over here somewhere, but it kicks back over here, and it's only about a foot deep right here, maybe even less, from the grass down to right here. And that PVC 90's over here somewhere, and then it came in my trench, and I hit it again. I'll show you what I did. I hit it, you can see I really hit it. I busted the heck out of it. Okay, and it was right there, and I popped it. Huge water leak. Water filled the whole trench and it rushed all the way back to the end. Had to re-dig a little bit because of how much water and erosion happened from hitting that pipe. So, you know, it is what it is. But I fixed this as well. And then you can see I dug underneath it right there. I dug underneath the pipe, kept to keep the same depth and dig underneath. I fixed this. So this is temporarily still working. It's leaking underneath the house, which is why I'm redoing the water lines. But for now, I've got water going for my tenants and for my family on this side. And you can see it goes from PVC already coming up from the depth that it was at, coming up, and then it 90's over here to a fitting with PVC to copper. And you can see how shallow that gets right here. But what I did is I followed that line right here, and I dug a little trench following that line, being very careful not to bust it. And then I dug another trench next to that water line so I didn't have to worry about hitting that water line again. Okay, so that's how I got this little tunnel, fixed that, and all that's what's going on here. So this is quite wide, moved a lot of earth right here, okay? And I also, I found another water line. This was the original like rubber type water line. I don't know what the heck that was going on with that, but that was the original one after the original one, which is this metal, these galvanized pipes right here. They're very bad. If you have those, they're trash, pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm telling you. But anyway, so there was that original line, and then there was this rubber thing, and then they went to PVC and some copper, okay? So I had to find all of those water lines, and I removed all of those, and then you can see how shallow this water line came inside the house right here. So that's a freezing hazard. It might have froze or just got old, either way. But this should be deeper. Here is the foundation of the property, okay? So what I did is when I got over here, and yes, I just cut this. This wasn't connected, obviously, and I cut it out, so that's what that is. You can see also over here, there's lots of rocks that I had dug up, and roots and rocks and clay pipe and all kinds of junk, okay? But anyway, on this end, you have the concrete foundation right here. And you can see I started tunneling underneath the concrete. So you're gonna hit the concrete, scrape along the edge of it. On top of that concrete footing, you'll have blocks, okay? There's blocks, and then those blocks, and then you have siding. The house is built on this blocks and the siding here. So we have to get underneath from outside in this trench, underneath the footing, okay? When you can see where that footing ends right here, and you're gonna tunnel underneath it, okay? And in my next video, when I run the pipes from the meter to the kick-in and through, I'll be cutting the floor out on the other side of this, inside the property. I'll cut out the floor, we'll tunnel through, and then I'll dig down, and then we'll be able to run our pipes in like that, if that makes sense. And that'll be my next video on this, or a video or two away from now, on this little class that I'm doing on how to repipe an entire house and abandon the old water lines, okay? So you can see, there it is. That's all there is to it. You might hit it a couple times, fix it a couple of times, be gentle around it, and then you're gonna tunnel in through and up. If this video was helpful in any way, go ahead and like it, subscribe to the channel if you like home improvement videos, and I will see you next time.